Your deals are going dark because you're doing a terrible job of driving them. This is part 5 of a 5-part series of sales call excellence. And I'm going to break down how to think about driving your deals forward so they stop going dark on you and your deals quit stalling and dying. So what I'm going to break through is how to drive them forward. I'm going to talk about when to do it, what we're actually doing, why, and most importantly, how and how to think about this. So I know how this works because this helped me go from really struggling in my deals when I was early in my tech sales career to getting to be number one in my region and team. And then it's something that I've trained hundreds of software sales reps on, both as a sales leader, now as a full-time coach. Just like how to think about driving your deals forward, because the metric that we're always fighting against is time. Time kills all deals. I'm sure you've heard that before. So we want to decrease the amount of time they're in our deals. And that comes down to how we think about driving our deals forward on a meeting to meeting basis. Okay. So when we want to focus on driving our deals, or driving next steps, I like to call it, this is going to be at the end of the call. But you're also going to hit on the beginning of the call. Now, watch the video that I outlined with framing, because at the framing, you're going to specifically begin with the end in mind. So you'll help them understand at the beginning of the call that at the end of the call, we're going to make sure there's time allocated towards next steps. So if you're running a 30-minute meeting, the last 5 minutes is sacred. That's specifically around driving the deal forward and next steps. If you're running an hour-long meeting, the last 7 to 10 minutes is where we do this. Because if you're running out of time, you're not doing this well. If you feel like you're always scrambling and you can't get the next meeting booked, you're not doing this right. I'm going to fix that for you, okay? And that's really what we're going to dig into, is like driving the next steps in the deal. Because if you're doing this wrong, you're running out of time and your deals are going to die. And we're fighting time because time kills all deals. So how are we going to do this? So what I want you to do is think about this 5-step framework. We're going to plan for it. We're going to confirm. We're going to prescribe. We're going to book. Recap. Then I'm going to give you a pro tip. How do I give you a pro tip? Okay. So first, let's hit on the plan. You have to plan for this. So like I said in the beginning, we'll talk about the why for it. Make sure that time in the call is specifically dedicated towards next steps. If you're not doing this, you are setting yourself up for failure, because there has to be a window for them to give feedback. There has to be a window for you to look at calendars. So you have to build that into your planning process so that when you have a 30-minute meeting, you have that last 5 minutes specifically dedicated towards next steps. Number 2, before you talk about going into the next meeting, what happens next, we first need to confirm that we accomplished what we accomplished today. One of the big reasons why people go dark on you is because they don't see value in continuing to meet with you. Well, one of the ways to assure that they don't see value in meeting with you is not taking the time to make sure they feel like it was a productive meeting in the meeting that we had today. So if it's a sales discovery call, do they feel like we're in the ballpark of what they're looking for? Right? If it's a technical demo, do they feel that our solution can address their technical needs? Whatever it is, do we accomplish what we set out to accomplish on this conversation? You have to confirm that before you prescribe the next steps. Now, you should have an action plan in place, but this is the opportunity, if you're early in your cycle, to recommend an action plan and outline what the next steps are and prescribe it to them. And the reason why I like to use prescribe is you're the doctor in your deals. You wouldn't go to your doctor's office and they say, well, you got a bum knee, here's all the issues. Like, what do you think we should do next? You would get out of that doctor's office as fast as possible. So you're the doctor in your deals, so you have to prescribe what happens next, because they may have evaluated technology like yours once, twice in their life, most likely 0 times. You've been around and have run dozens, if not hundreds of evaluations. So you know what good looks like from a sales process, from an evaluation process. So you have to prescribe that to them once they've confirmed that we are aligned, we are in the ballpark, right? This is worth taking a next step. And then when you're there, you don't leave the call before you book next steps. All right? Do not do that, ever, ever, ever. Never leave the call without next steps booked. Get it on the calendar. And you might be thinking, well, Justin, they said they're going to debrief internally, then get back to me. Great. When are you guys going to debrief? Next Tuesday? Awesome. In the morning or the afternoon? Probably in the afternoon. Okay. Well, how about this? Why don't you and I, Mr. and Mrs. Champion, let's get 15 minutes on the calendar after your debrief Wednesday afternoon to gather feedback, and then we can figure out what the best path is from there. Get it booked. Never leave the call without that next step solidified. And if they won't commit to a meeting, in that same example, you say, all right, well, if you're going to communicate internally Wednesday, should I expect to hear from you by end of day Wednesday then, or when should I expect to hear from you? End of day Wednesday? Great. So if I don't hear from you by Thursday, any issue with me following up with you? No? All right. That's booked. Confirm next steps. Never leave a meeting without next steps clear. And before you get off the call, got to recap. So just to recap what's going to happen from here. I'm going to send a calendar invite. I'm going to send an email. You guys are going to chat internally. This is what we discussed. I'm going to send the proposal, whatever it is. These are the next steps. Make it clear to everybody. This is your summary of where we're at. And make it clear to everyone involved what communication is going to happen next, what you guys need from them, what they need from you, and make sure it's black and white. And you ask them, hey, are we all aligned? Anything I'm missing before we hang up today? Because you can't assume you're going to get all of them on a call again. So you have to confirm and recap. Everyone's on the same page. And if you do this, this is going to be really effective. Now we get into the pro tip. But before we do that, real quick, if you were at software sales, and this is helpful for you, and you'd like me to take a look at your calls, me and my team to give you coaching, and now you're executing your deals to help you increase your results and make more money. Click the link in my bio, or it should be a comment to this video. Book a call with me or my team. We'll dig into your situation and see if we can help you just like we've helped hundreds of other software sales reps, okay? So jump into the pro tip. My favorite thing to do, get their cell phone number. That's a little iPhone right there, right? That's a little iPhone. So get their cell phone number. And the reason why you do this is because it's way easier to communicate with someone via text in 2024 than any other communication channel. So your point of contact, your champion, whoever it is, you say, hey, real quick, because I know things are busy, you might need to reschedule, and I want to make it as easy as possible for you to communicate with me. So I'm going to give you my personal cell phone number. What's your cell? Wow, 888-8888. All right, great. I'm going to text you really quick just so you have mine. Boom. Did you get it? Great. Now, what just happened while we're on the call? We both know that we have each other's cell phone number. Now, don't abuse this, but getting their cell phone number is one of the best ways to make sure you can keep deals moving forward, because you can get faster responses, and time is everything here. So if you want to drive your deals forward, you have to nail the next steps. And this is what you do. If you're new to my channel, smash that subscribe button. I put videos out like this every week to help software sales reps crush their career, make a boatload of money,